What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Switch Podcast, man. I'm your host, Q1 Humphreys. And this afternoon for me, because I'm recording this Sunday night, y'all are probably going to see this sometime on Monday. But nevertheless, we witnessed an absolute battle, an absolute war between two of the youngest teams and youngest promising teams in the WNBA, between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. The Sky came out with a victory. The first time, their first time beating the Fever this season. They came out and won 88-87, and this was a really good game. It was a lot of people showed out today. Angel Reese had 25 points, 16 rebounds. Kennedy Carter, the girl, y'all may not know her, but the woman that ran over Caitlin Clark in the first matchup, dropped 23 points. She, you know what I'm saying, people kind of vilify her for what she did, rightfully so, I believe, but she's a baller. She's been hooping lately, and she had 23 points in this game today. Camelia Cardoso, I hope I said her name right, had 16 points and 10 rebounds. And for the Fever, Caitlin Clark had 17 points, 13 assists, which is a franchise record for the Fever, while also hitting 5 threes. Aaliyah Boston had 18 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. And Kelsey Mitchell, who's very underrated on that team, she's been balling, finished with 24 points and 5 threes. Now, watching this game, man, of course, Angel Reese stood out. She was, I would say, by far the best player on the court tonight. 25 points, 16 rebounds. And in the second half, she had 17 points and 8 rebounds. So she was really dominant in that second half, especially, I would say, in the fourth quarter, in that run that the Sky went on. They went down by 12 points after a Caitlin Clark 3. They went down by 12 with a little over 7 minutes to go. And ended up fighting and really walking down. I mean, they just took their time. They got to the basket, which is, I would say, where the Fever kind of struggled. They struggled with their rim protection and their rebounding. And you saw tonight, Angel Reese. There was a possession where Angel Reese was being guarded by, I want to say, Erica Wheeler. And she was guarding her out of bounds. Like, she was holding Angel Reese, and they were both out of bounds by the Sky bench, I believe. So Angel Reese was really not in the play, but she was being held like she's Steph Curry. But they just doing that because they can't let that girl get near the rim or near the basketball coming off the rim, because she's going to grab it. She's been an elite rebounder all season long, just like she was in college. But it was a tie game with under a minute left. Angel Reese caught the ball in the post and bodied up Melissa Smith, who's not the smallest girl in the league. Smallest woman in the league. I'm trying to stop saying girl. Smallest woman in the league. Bodied her up, finished it, took the lead, and was talking her trash. Y'all know how Angel Reese get. She gonna talk. Angel Reese gonna talk, and she got that bucket, and she kind of mean mugged her as she was walking back down the court. That was pretty much the end of the game. The Fever had the ball with 0.2 seconds left at the very last time, but there was really not much you can do with 0.2 seconds left. The alley-oop tip attempt did not work out, and the Sky walked away with a comeback victory. Now this is a big win. This is a big win for the Sky, because there are a lot of we're still relatively early in the season, but with this win, the Sky take back over the 8th spot in the standings, which means they would be in the playoffs if the playoffs started today. But they don't start today. There are over 20 games remaining for both of these teams, so there's a potential that possibly both of these teams could be in the playoffs, but the A seed is going to probably go back and forth between them two for the rest of the season. I believe they have one more meeting on the year. As I said earlier, the Fever took home the first 2 matchups between these two teams. And I look at these two teams, I think Chicago just matches up best. I think Chicago's a bad matchup for the Fever. Now, yes, the Fever did win 2 out of the 3 games so far, but just the size, man. The size that Chicago has with a front court of Angel Reese and Camelia Cardoso, that front court is going to be, I believe it's going to be dominant right now. But not to mention, down the line when these two women get better and they continue to improve and continue to develop, they're going to be really running the paint for years to come. So I'm excited to see that. The Fever, coming off a 4-game winning streak, was snapped today by the Sky, and I think that makes Chicago feel a lot better. It was snapped today, and they've been playing really good basketball as well. Aaliyah Boston has really turned her game around from the beginning of the season to now. Another good game for her today. I think she came off a couple double doubles before this game this afternoon. As I said earlier, Kelsey Mitchell has been really consistent scoring for them all season. She's the second leading scorer of the team behind Caitlin Clark, of course. So Now that the NBA is done, I can shift my focus completely onto the WNBA, and I'm gonna start tuning into a lot more of those games because there are a lot of good, hoopers in this league that a lot of people don't know about. I have a little bit of knowledge on the hoopers in this league, but now the NBA is over and now I have a platform to talk about it. I'm gonna focus on, I guess, bringing you all more content on the WNBA because I think that's what WNBA needs. They need more marketing. And I know I only got, there only 100 of y'all, sub to the Switch Pod, share with y'all folks. But if I can just share the WNBA with the 100 people that watch my videos, that's more than nothing. You know what I'm saying? So for sure. Next thing I want to talk about is the Rookie of the Year debate. The Rookie of the Year debate. I think this game was big in, like I said, it's still early in the season, but I think this game was big in kind of looking at who's going to win Rookie of the Year. Of course, coming into the season, we know, and I still believe Caitlin Clark is really the better player than Angel Reese. But the way Angel been playing these past couple weeks, man, it's been close. Angel Reese currently averaging 12.4 points per game, 10.8 rebounds per game, her 8th consecutive double-double. And I believe she's either the first player to do that, or I know she's definitely the first rookie to have that many consecutive double-doubles. And that's incredible to me. I was one of those people that felt like, I thought she would stand of the year at LSU just because, that NIL money, she bringing that NIL money, and, she has an extra year. I thought she had more developing to do before she got to the WNBA, but the way she's been playing over these last dozen or so games, really this whole season, the way she's been playing, she's looked a lot better than I thought she would. I knew she was going to come here and rebound because that's what, I guess, brought her to the dance even in college, but her scoring, she's she's not the most efficient, but I'm not sure anybody in the WNBA is the most efficient except for Asia Wilson. But to have 8 straight double-doubles as a rookie is very tough to me. And it's not like she's barely getting 10 rebounds and 10 points. She had 16 rebounds this game and 18 rebounds the last game, and I want to say 16 rebounds the game before that. So she's not just getting boards, she's dominating the glass. She's dominating the glass, and it's really good to see because she has to back up the talk. She has to back up that talk. She made herself the villain and was kind of given that villain role after the national championship 2 years ago, and she embraced it. She's embraced it except for after losing the Final Four or the Elite 8 matchup last year against the Iowa Hawkeyes. But she got back up that talk, and I think she's been doing it really well. There are a couple sound bites she has this season that I don't necessarily agree with, but I think if you're gonna sit here and say people are watching the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark and because of me, you have to back it up. And I think today's game was the best way to do it. That's what I loved about today's game. Today's game was not about the physicality or the theatrics or the rivalry between these two, or it kind of was, but it was about the hoops. They did everything through the hoops. The first time the two teams played, Kennedy Carter ran over Caitlin Clark, and that was a whole thing on sports media. Last time these two teams played, Angel Reese got a flagrant foul on Caitlin Clark, and that was a big thing in sports media. But this time, it was all about the hoops. It was all about the basketball, and that is what I love, and that is what I want to continue to see between this rivalry between these two. But looking at Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's averaging 16.2 points per game, 6.2 assists per game, and 5.4 rebounds per game. Now, her numbers, she's not averaging a double-double, but I believe she does have she's getting not only more attention than Angel Reese, but she also is tasked to do more than Angel Reese. So, if I was to make a selection today, 12:03 Monday, June 24th, if I was to make a selection for my Rookie of the Year, I would probably lean on Angel Reese. Just because, she's doing stuff that we've never seen from a rookie. And Caitlin Clark could definitely change my mind next week. That's how close I believe this battle is. Not taking nothing away from Caitlin Clark, but I just feel like Angel Reese, especially with them, being in the AC right now, I think that's what's big. But I think it's gonna be a head-to-head, a really a tough race for the rest of the season. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. I wanted to get on here and talk about the WNBA. This is the Switch Podcast. This is not the men's basketball podcast. This is not the NBA podcast. This is the Switch Podcast. We're going to talk about all things hoops. All things hoops. Quick shout out to Asia Wilson. We got a video coming up on Asia Wilson. She's been going crazy. The Aces, I think they're going to get it back. They're going to get it back rolling, especially with Chelsea Gray coming back. The New York Liberty, they currently are 15-3 after blowing out the Dream today. They're getting right. The Connecticut Sun, Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner, Dejanay Carrington, all them girls, they going crazy. I think they have the best record in the WNBA right now. If not, they're tied with the Liberty. But there are a lot of stuff going on in WNBA. And a lot of stuff a lot of content, a lot of stuff that can be covered. And I'm going to do my best to bring it to y'all. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Share with y'all folks. We got the NBA draft coming on Thursday. My Hawks got the first pick. For now, we'll see how that go. But until next time, y'all be easy. We out here. Yeah!